Hey everyone, it's Rick Theriault, your Maine Real Estate Guide. And today I'm on location here in the town of Medway, Maine, high on the bank on the mighty Penobscot River. And the property that we've got coming to market today is really a nice piece of land here on the Penobscot River. It's 23.55 plus or minus surveyed acres with over 2,300 feet of frontage on the Penobscot River and about 437 feet of public road frontage on Pattagumpus Road. This is an exceptional property to either build an on or off-grid home with access to the Penobscot, and it is great access. I'm high on a bank here above the Penobscot, so there's really, no danger of flooding from here, because if you kind of look from where I'm at, the river is probably, I don't know, 50 feet below me. So there's really no danger of flooding from this location. But we'll take a look at some of the river frontage, and we'll go up by the road and show you the road frontage. There's a nice cleared area up by the road. There's roughly about looking at the satellite image, an area that's roughly an acre and a half up by the road that's largely overgrown pasture. That would be an easy place to build an on-grid home right there, right along the Pattagumpus Road. And then you'd still have access to these contiguous lots down here, down along the Penobscot. Now, this property has had survey work done in the past, and it's broken up, and you can, if you decide that you want to develop it, sell it off, you could do it lot by lot if you wish, because the survey work's already done. The pins are in the ground. I have a copy of the survey map with the meets and bounds descriptions, and so that makes it exceptionally easy. But anyway, this is 23.55 plus or minus acres on the Penobscot River, coming to market at $190,000. So let's take a little closer look around here at the riverfront, and then we'll get up by the road, and then we'll wrap this up. Alrighty. So the area down here by the river is really pretty nice. It's largely wooded with pine trees and oaks. If you look at the leaf litter here on the ground, you can see there's quite a few oak leaves. So there's a lot of acorns down here. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we might jump a deer down here today, just because it's got good mast. But this is a nice level area here that a person could build a cottage along the banks of the Penobscot if you wished. As I mentioned, this survey work has been done. This is one of the corners, and the river frontage extends from this point upriver about a little better than 2,300 feet. So let's walk along the bank here and talk about this property a little more. So the soils on it are largely pretty decent, pretty well drained, and it rises up from down here by the river to up by Pattagumpus Road, with a fairly gentle slope, with a change of about 100 feet of elevation. But there's a great area down here as we get down off this bank. If a person wanted to have a dock on the river, that would be the best place to put it, in my opinion, so you don't have that large bank to deal with. But there's a really good access point to put a dock out in the spring, summer, and early fall months before ice sets in, and leave a pontoon boat or a fishing boat of some sort. Now, this section of the Penobscot River, we're just downstream, just I don't know, 3/4 of a mile from the confluence of the east and west branches of the Penobscot River, and we are upriver from Weldon Dam. So this is a large area, roughly a little better than 7 miles in length. That's for all intents and purposes a small lake, because it's behind Weldon Dam, and this is an excellent area for smallmouth bass fishing. There are landlocked salmon and brook trout in here as well, but the smallmouth fishery is exceptional. So let's head down to the river here. So we're finally starting to get a little rain. It's been a dry summer. We've had the last couple weeks about 4 inches of rain, so the water's up a little bit. But still, you can see that a person could, with a little improvement, have a nice area here where you could put a dock and leave a boat. And the area here is really, it's a nice gravel bottom, nice and firm. And that's the beautiful Penobscot River. So when the survey work was done several years ago for this property, it was broken up into several riverfront lots as well as some roadside lots along the Pattagumpus Road. And what we're selling is the remainder of that, which consists of 4 riverside lots. I think each of the lots has well over 300 feet of frontage. And then the roadside lot, which is a little better than 7 acres in size. There is a nice gravel road that extends from Pattagumpus Road down to this property. It's a private gravel road shared with one other property owner. And we'll take a look at that when we get up to my vehicle. But this is a really nice opportunity to have either a grid connected or an off-grid location. It's nice development land. A person could build a house up by Pattagumpus Road and put some rental cabins down here that during the vacation season, cater to fishermen and hikers from Mount Katahdin, and rent riverside cabins and canoes. There's lots of opportunity here. This is a really nice piece of property for $190,000. Now, this Medway location is nicely located, very convenient to the service center communities of East Millinocket as well as Millinocket. And we're just a couple miles from the I-95 off-ramp into the town of Medway. And from Medway to Bangor, Maine is, maybe 60 minutes an hour or so. So very convenient location to have a nice country home on a beautiful, world-renowned river. The Penobscot River is probably the premier smallmouth bass fishery, river fishery on the East Coast. The bass fishing here is exceptional. I've guided quite a few fishermen over the years, even down in this area here. There's a nice public launch upriver, a few miles. That's easily accessible, great place to launch a boat. And I fished down below the dam there for many an afternoon and caught a lot of nice fish. So it's a great fishery. But let's head over and explore the roadfront parcel up by Pattagumpus Road, otherwise known as Route 116, locally known as the Pattagumpus Road. But there's a nice, as I mentioned, there's a nice gravel roadway built all the way down to this point here that is shared with just one other individual. So here's my vehicle, and this is the road that extends all the way up to the Pattagumpus Road. And this is private gravel, so there's nobody that maintains it other than you and the abutting landowner that owns over on this side. And so doesn't get a lot of use, but people that maintain it would be you. So if you choose to live here along the river and you need to plow the road, well, you need to plow the road because the town's not going to do it. It's not a public road. But it's got a 50-foot wide right-of-way easement for all purposes, including utilities. So you could run utilities down here if you chose to, or build off-grid. But it's a great location, great opportunity. Well, I'm standing on the portion of the property that abuts the Pattagumpus Road. And what you see behind me is part of that old pasture land. So there's roughly an acre and a half that's old pasture. It's kind of overgrown a bit, but it wouldn't take too much to reclaim it if you wanted to have a keep a horse here, or just have a nice lawn or a nice garden spot. Let's take a little closer look here. So you've got, it's pretty well grassed over, and there's some young pines that have taken root, but they're not that big. They look to be about 10 and 12 years old. There's a few apple trees dotting the property as well, and there's a lot of deer tracks through this grass. So the deer are crossing here all the time and heading down to the river to feed on acorns or get a drink. But there's about 437 feet of frontage on the Pattagumpus Road, Route 116, and that's a public town maintained, town plowed road. So this is a great spot to build an on-grid home or park a camper. There's a multitude of things that you could do with this property. 23.55 plus or minus acres with over 2,300 feet of frontage on the Penobscot River, 437 feet of frontage on the Pattagumpus Road. So you want to give Rick Theriault, your Maine Real Estate guide, a call at area code 207-731-9902 before this riverfront property listed at $190,000 is gone.